Yeah, I think it's about time that I clean this whole setup up. After using this for about 2 or 3 years now, I guess I really just don't need two monitors. I realized that whenever I'm making a video, I pretty much just reference one monitor to either one of these. So I might actually just end up removing this and keeping this, which means I'm gonna have to rearrange this whole thing. And so begins the teardown. One of the things that I've completely ignored in my garage setup is the cable management, because I figured that it won't even be visible to me, but honestly, it just really bothers me to this day. So I'm actually going to use this sample of the cable management system that Balolo sent me, I would say about a year ago, but hopefully this will work great on this desk. Okay, so it's actually been a few months since I started this video, and I never really got to arrange this desk as I originally intended. However, I did remove one of the monitors. So I'm really happy with how the monitor situation worked out. Definitely glad that I just switched to one. I'm going to move my laptop here with a bigger desk shelf. It's going to have more room, and it's just going to free up this space for the mirror so that I can film myself or take some photos of some products. It's just really, really helpful to have more of this being seen. The first thing I need to do is clear out my desk and replace my medium-sized desk shelf with a larger one, also from Balolo. I'm very familiar with their products since I've used them for years now. And full disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video, but they did send me this large desk shelf for me to use, and it just happened to be laying around in the garage for a while now. What I love about the setup cockpit is its modular design. I can attach different accessories to it depending on my needs, and all the tools are included in the package and are very, very easy to install. I'm also going to add this large accessory tray that goes underneath the desk shelf. And just as a visual reference, this is the medium-sized desk shelf versus the large one that I am currently installing on my desk. Balolo did send me two new accessories to try out, namely the large tray that goes underneath the desk shelf and a holder for my Apple Watch charger. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So this is the cable tray, and on top of this tray, I basically mounted all the plugs. I know it looks very messy, but it's actually much more organized now. So I tried to keep all the wires tied to the cable organizer using these Velcro ties that you can get very, very cheaply on Amazon. I kept them together with a little bit of slack because some of the stuff that it's connected to, I occasionally move. For example, the Rodecaster and the CalDigit. So I just wanted to keep this as a separate bundle, apart from all the other cables that are connected to the cable management tray. Here's a slightly different view. And then I just move the table back to its place. All right, so I guess now we just have to do some finishing touches. Despite the fact that it took a couple months for me to actually get this done, I'm very happy with the results. So let me give you a tour, starting on that side. So there's a number of reasons why I love Balolo's desk shelves, but the main reason is the fact that I can add different accessories, such as this MagSafe charger for my phone and this brand new Apple Watch charger. Actually, this is more of a universal charger because you basically just stick on the charger of the Apple Watch on top of this metal attachment. So theoretically, you can add just about any other smartwatch charger to this, and you just screw it under this desk shelf using the same screws that they provide for all of their accessories, and it just works. It makes charging my Apple Watch a lot more elegant compared to having additional stuff that's sitting on my desk. And this is a no-brainer for me. I like having a wireless charger off to the side so that it's not right in front of me when I'm working, and it's just nice to have. I can also change the angle if I wanted to. If I'm sitting in a different position, for example, I can just move it around. So originally I had my laptop sitting on top of the desk shelf, and this one is much larger, so I have more room. But the fact is, if I put my laptop on top of the shelf itself, it's still away from me and I try to reach it, especially when I'm trying to unlock it using my fingerprint. So adding this laptop holder that extends forward, again, it's screwed underneath this desk shelf. It just makes it a lot better in terms of ergonomics because first of all, it's closer to me. I can actually type, I can actually see, and I can actually reach for the fingerprint scanner here. I can also adjust the angle depending on my position on the desk. Because the laptop is not on top of the desk shelf, I also have room in the back to store some other stuff if I needed some extra room. For example, my Hollyland microphones that I'm using, I can put them here, make the desk look a little bit more organized. At least it's not right in front of me, and it's just much nicer. In the middle of the desk shelf, I installed this tablet holder also from Bololo, and this gives me room to place my 11-inch iPad Pro in the middle. So this is useful if I'm working because I can be using my screen for this screen for emails, for example, and this one for editing. And I can actually watch YouTube videos or tutorials or anything else. But there is actually a very practical use case for having a tablet right in front of me, and I'll show you in a bit. So I'm going to take this off for a second, and I'm going to show you that underneath I have my same old CalDigit TS4 docking station right here. And this gives me extra ports in the back and in the front. Basically, everything that you see is connected through this one dock, and it powers everything, and it makes sure that if I connect anything here, that my computer actually reads it. So that being said, I can actually use my iPad right here and charge it using the dock. Thanks to Apple's mirroring feature, I can use the iPad as an extended screen for my workstation. So when I'm editing a video, I actually have my main video here, and I have some reference here, and this is the window that I actually use to manage my files. So I can drag my files from this window to the main window here when I'm editing. It just makes it so much easier. And because it's plugged into the CalDigit, I don't lose battery. It literally is having a third monitor right in front of me that matches the colors of the laptop, this LG screen perfectly. Now on the other end of this desk, I have my Rodecaster Pro underneath the shelf. Most of the time when I'm editing a video, that's when I usually just use the Rodecaster. I turn it on and just kind of pull this out if I need to. And everything's set, so I just need to manage the volume, and that's pretty much it. The headphone, which is right here, which is also sitting on a headphone stand that is attached to the desk shelf by Bololo, which makes everything so much cleaner, so much more organized. And I have a microphone arm by Rode, as well as a microphone that's attached to the end of it. So if I'm recording some videos that I need a microphone that's kind of off camera, I can just raise this and put this right above me, which is very, very convenient. And it's nice to kind of just put it away when I'm not using it. And of course, I can't forget this tray underneath the desk shelf. And honestly, this is just for random stuff that I have laying on my desk, such as these camera attachments, these Allen wrenches. And this is actually a pretty cool fan that I attached to my camera during hot days so that when it's recording, it kind of prolongs the recording time of the camera because it doesn't overheat as much. I also have some extra nubs for my Apple Pencil because I've actually lost them before. And of course, a cleaning cloth. And everything just kind of sits here because it's really nice. It has this felt lining so that nothing gets scratched, and it doesn't make that weird sound when I'm moving things around. So it's nice and handy to have this tray underneath the desk shelf. And I just put it back when I'm not using it. I also have to talk about this light. So I wanted to clear up this space if I'm taking photos, for example, of items on the desk or on that shelf right behind the desk. And so I decided to move my big light to the other side of this desk. It's still attached to the same gear tree by Ulanzi or Falcam that I've had for a couple of years now. So now I'm using this Amaran P60X, and it's just a small light that I attach to this end. It just provides a really nice mood lighting and very easy to move. I can change the angle, the height, it's always within reach. I can change the intensity, even the color temperature is adjustable. and has a couple of different effects. And this is one of my favorite lights actually, because it's just really handy to have. Really great, especially when I'm taking photos here on my desk. As far as the other light goes, it's still here. It's just on the other side, but I can easily swing it to either side of the desk if I need to, thanks to this really nice arm that's part of the gear tree. And I just have this little remote that I can use to turn on and adjust the intensity. And the key light, if you're wondering, is the Godox SL60W. And I have a lantern by Aputure because it's small enough to kind of fit in this space and it's not overbearing, but it provides just enough diffuse light for my taste. So here's another angle of this key light right here on the right side of the desk. And I can easily move it. I can even move it up and down and change the direction or the angle. Excuse this mess right here because that's actually all the stuff that I need to unbox or review or whatnot. So there's a couple of stuff that I still need to get through. I'm gonna use this Amaran P60X and move it right here so you can have a clear view of the keyboard and the mouse. I'm still using the same MX Master 3S by Logitech. I love this mouse. Kind of dirty now. It's been a couple of years. I think I might have to change it soon. I placed a Bololo desk pad on top of this really nice desk pad from the Mousepad company. So this company is based in California, I believe, and they basically print these unique designs on mouse pads. And this is a large one, and I really, really like it. This is a limited edition Porsche design. I can't even remember the name. My grandpa's Porsche, I think, or something like that. It's really nice. It just goes with the aesthetic of the rest of the garage and my taste. This surface isn't really my favorite. It's kind of rough. So I decided to just add another layer on top of it. Kind of adds this extra padding, adds a little bit more character, I would say. It's just something that I kind of like, that I guess also depending on what keyboard or mouse that I'm using. And speaking of the keyboard, I'm using this new one by iQnix, and to be honest with you, this is still very new to me. I got this like a few days ago, but I'm really, really impressed. It's a wireless keyboard with the included coiled cable, which really looks nice aesthetically speaking. It has these copper accents. The body or case itself is made out of metal. It also has this hidden USB dongle right here, which is kind of nice. This wheel that scrolls up and down controls the volume. And this X right here actually have clickable corners. So this controls the media playback. And I'm pretty sure you can customize it, but I'm still learning about this keyboard. It feels very high quality. Really, really like it. It's super slim, much better feel than my Logitech MX mechanical, because I like slim keyboards, but I want the mechanical feel. So this just feels much better, much more substantial, and just much more high quality. So go check it out because they just sent this to me as a surprise. And you know, they're not expecting anything. They didn't say make a video about it or didn't say feature this in this video. But I've had a good relationship with them over the years. And so very thankful that they sent me this, and I wasn't expecting it. And I'm very, very happy with it. And of course, my new hobby that's been quite expensive. So these are just like little cars that I get off of AliExpress. I think you can get it on Temu, but they're actually made by a legit company called Pop Race, I think, or X Art. I don't even remember because it's been a while since I got this. But this is a Singer Porsche with the surfboards on top. These surfboards are actually detachable, but I decided to glue them on top since I don't like the fact that they keep falling off. And it's just a nice aesthetic to have on my desk since I work in the garage. Oh, and these are the Beyerdynamic open ear headphones that I was sent a few months ago to take photos of. I featured it in one of my videos where I talk about the Bose Ultra open ear headphones. And I think these are the ones, these are the ones that I would recommend because they actually sound good. They feel good, they look good, and they're very, very comfortable. These are great. I highly recommend you watch the video if you haven't yet. I'll just link it up in this screen if you want to watch it. And everything else pretty much remains the same. One note is that I actually decided to turn off the motors for this desk because this is a sit stand desk. But I realized over the years that I don't really use that feature, especially when I'm working in the garage. I'm moving from one place to the other like fairly frequently. So there's no point for me to sit up and stand up, sit up and stand up because I'm always constantly on the move. So I just decided to disable that feature because I don't want things to accidentally hit the gear tree or any other stuff to get messed up. So it just stays there. But I do have casters underneath the desk so that it's easier for me to move them around. Super, super handy if I need to reposition the desk for whatever reason. And that concludes my tour for my desk setup here in the garage studio. I've learned a couple of things over the last few years of working here. What works for me may not work for you. So I basically discovered a couple of things that I didn't really know I would appreciate, such as having an iPad right in front of me that I use as a third screen. It's a good balance between aesthetically pleasing and also very functional. And once again, I just want to say thanks to Bololo. They didn't ask me to make this video. This isn't sponsored by them or by anyone. It's just so happened I have a good relationship with them over the years. And I messaged them a few months ago and said, hey, I think I would like to try some of your new accessories because I'm kind of revamping this. And they said, yeah, this is going to be a good experiment to see if it actually works for you. I'm happy to say that it does. So check them out. One of my favorite products out there. Again, this doesn't suit everyone, but it suits me. So if there's anything that I wish you took away from this video is that I hope it gave you some ideas that you can use for your own setup. If you have any questions, love to hear them. Let me know down in the comments, and just want to say again, thanks for supporting the channel. You can do that by liking and subscribing. So I'll see you guys again very soon.